and the States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Clark is absent. Mr. Redmond?
Here.
Ms. Ryan? Present. Mrs. Wells? Here. Mayor Mullen is absent. The first item we have is the consent agenda, which includes the supplemental budget, which copies have been provided to the public and table.
Does anybody have anything they want to pull out of the consent agenda?
No, I'm fine with it, thank you.
Okay. Just under R15-188, I just want to thank Mr. O'Neill, Mr. Britton, and Mr. Jansen for their service on the Planning and Zoning Board. They've all submitted letters of recommendation, resignation. So with that, we're not going to be appointing tonight because the Planning Board is the mayor's appointment. And what we're going to do is, we've received the packet of citizen participation forms. Carolyn's going to go through them, reach out to everybody, make sure they're still interested, and if they're still interested by the next meeting, we'll go ahead and make appointments when Frank is here, when the mayor's in. And if anybody's interested in an appointment on the Planning or Zoning Board, please fill out a citizen participation form, fax it into Carolyn, or email, or drop it off, however you'd like to, and then it'll definitely be in consideration for the appointments at the next meeting. Okay. May I have a motion to accept the consent agenda?
I'll make it.
Offered by Mr. Redmond,
I'll second that.
second by Ms. Ryan. Mr. Redmond?
Yes.
Ms. Ryan?
Yes.
Mrs. Wells?
Yes.
Motion carries. Takes us to other business, the Borough Engineer status report.
Yeah?
All right, the overall stormwater systems improvement project, I do have an update for you. The capital permit from the DEP has been received, which is a good thing. So with that being said, the Army Corps permit, the nationwide permit is underway. As soon as we get that permit back, we'll be able to notify EIT, give them the permits, and their 45-day clock starts. The 45-day clock is they request that between the permits and their authorization bid. So as soon as that permit comes back in, which right now it looks like to be around December, I'm hoping to be earlier, because the Army Corps gets, I believe, 6 months to review. If it comes in earlier, we could potentially advertise earlier. If not, we're advertising over the winter and potentially start the pipe work around January. So that's a good thing. Hopefully, like I said, hopefully the Army Corps does move a little faster with it, and we're able to get it in and get authorized to bid. The North Street Pump Station design is substantially complete. Permits are underway for that. So that'll be another one that'll be going to construction late winter, early spring, potentially. Depending on the review time for the projects. The Warrenwich Avenue and Linden Avenue drainage project, known as the DBIS pipe, we went out again a second time for bids. Still only received one bid. It was extremely high. It could be a number of things. It could be the time of year. It could be that I'm hearing the contractors are leery of the intersection of Warrenwich and Linden with all the utilities in it. They're leery of the concrete in the county road because there's no disposal sites nearby. So the bid came in actually about $300,000 over estimate, again. So at this point, it's a matter of, we go out a third time, and I believe it's the third time we could negotiate. We can shift gears and think about another way to handle this. It's certainly a discussion we can have, us as a group can have. If you wanted to put it out again for this third time and see what happens, but I'm not anticipating anything earth-shattering coming back, putting out the same thing for the third time.
Right.
So that's kind of where we are right now. The only other caveat here is that DEPA's loan did have an expiration date at the end of the year. And right now, I'm starting to get concerned because we've advertised twice, we've received twice, both times they came in high. I'm not sure if there's an extension to get.
Could we reach out to find out if there's an extension based off the fact that we're not getting
Yeah, absolutely.
decent bids?
We could see, if there's an extension out to apply for it, and then let's come up with a game plan on how to, maybe either trim the project back. I know the DOT put an extensive detour plan because we do have to close the intersection by the school. And then the contractor was about $100,000 per structure in the intersection, which is ludicrous. But again, everybody else seems to be shying away from it too. So.
Okay.
All right. So I'll give Carla a call. Carla, you put that application together for that DBIS pipe, correct? All right. So I'll talk to you on that further on the loan itself. It's here, the Bay Street retaining wall, that project's completed. Final documentation has been submitted for contractor's final payment, maintenance bonds, etc. The community center ADA walkway, which is under Monmouth County open space. We went out and solicited quotes. Quotes came in extremely high, $54,000, which again is just, it's ridiculous. Did it again, and nobody submitted this time. So what we did is we're looking to get this project completed under the Shore Drive contract. I've asked that contractor to provide a quote to do it under his contract with us for that. It would be a change order upcharge at that point, but the project would be completed for what I'm assuming is going to be a much more substantial savings. It would be a more reasonable number. Streetscape. There's been a lot of chatter about it. EDA has been, the NJEDA has been not difficult, but very time-consuming to deal with. There's a lot of paperwork involved with their grants. We had a meeting, a very good meeting of pre-con with the contractor, EDA, Borough, County. It was a good meeting. All the paperwork's getting processed and everything. Contract was looking to start late next week, and it would be down by the Shrewsbury Bay area and moving to the north. With that being said, I know that the borough was talking about doing some kind of a groundbreaking to kick the project off. I believe that's going to be Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday, the 24th at 4:30.
Okay.
4:30.
Right, and
At
you want
Cornwall Square.
Cornwall, okay.
Discussed, right?
So like I said, that project will hopefully get going. He and the contractor sent notices out the last couple of days advising people that work is going to start. We are starting, like I said, on the south end, get that done, and then come back up towards the Honey Park, Woodwich, Shore Drive area. Right now, up in that area, the gas company's working on Shore Drive. Pulte's still moving material, so it's probably best to get them further along before we create more chaos up there. Which brings me to the resurfacing of Shore Drive Phase 2. That goes from Woodwich down to Willow. Contractor's chomping at the bit. He wants to get going. Like I said, the gas company's out there putting a new line in now because they need to upgrade the capacity for the Pulte Homes project down at the end of the street. And then Pulte is still moving soil into that site, and they're going to be a couple weeks out yet. So we still have time to pave the road. It's not like that road's not going to be paved. But instead of trying to force that issue now, with him still running 30 trucks a day, whatever he's running in there, let's get those trucks out of the way and minimize the impact on the road. When Fury gets going on the road, it's going to take 2 to 3 weeks. So I mean, they're going to be in and out, and that's going to be it. Reconstruction of Bay Street. Basically, we did the survey. The survey's been completed. We reviewed the survey with Mr. Redmond, Mr. Carr, Mr. Hill. Went out on the street, looked around to what we could possibly do in the interim. So right now we think we have something that may work. So we're going to try to implement that and put it to fruition. We'll see how that goes. I mean, it's a matter of trying to get the water away from the properties, and also don't create further issues inside the roadway, which is going to create havoc for the entire street. So we are continuing to work on that, trying to get that resolved. The repair and mitigation of the Veterans Park Electric, that project is substantially designed. We did run into an easement over underneath the basketball courts, actually, for the Monmouth County Outfall Authority. So we're just trying to find out.
Excuse me, Monmouth County?
It's the Utility Outfall Authority, I think it is.
Okay.
Bay Shore Outfall.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know the acronyms all that well, I apologize. So basically, we want to make sure that those pipes, whatever's in there, we're not interfering by putting our conduit and everything in for the park. So we'll have that resolved in the next couple of days, and we'll be able to finalize that and get that out to bid. And besides that, 2 other things I want to talk about. Local aid advertisements just came out from the state. So if the borough is interested in selecting another roadway for this year's funding round, the grants get more competitive every year. There's stipulations as far as getting to public recreation, connecting to a state highway. Those are just a couple of the requirements. So keep that in mind, but we could certainly talk, give you a couple recommendations. Last year, the state funded Miller Street from Shore Drive from Shore Drive to Bay Avenue. So that's going to be coming up in an upcoming program. So that's sitting out there, but we could certainly look at other roadways too. They funded Shrewsbury Avenue. We have that project that's going to be coming out quickly. So there are a couple, and Shore Drive is funded by DOT. So DOT has been good to us. So I suggest we do apply for another roadway for 2016 and try to keep at least the road surfaces in check. Brings me to the Shrewsbury Avenue North Street project. That's going to be advertised next week for construction. What that does, that replaces the North Street pipe down to the pump station. Pretty much just a little bit past Shrewsbury, about in front of Johnny's Garage, for where we stopped the last project. So that'll take care of that, replace the entire road. And then Shrewsbury Avenue, the entire length will be done, basically mill and overlay, like Shore Drive, little basic repair, little concrete repair here and there. But those, that's something good too. That'll take care of that area down, and then get the pump station in there too. That's going to really help that area of the borough. Last thing is the private property debris removal, the PPDR project. We do have a couple houses in the queue. There's 3 that have submitted applications that are moving forward. There's 2 more that have expressed interest that are going to be submitting their applications. So basically the next steps are, there's a couple other items in the checklist we need to complete with assistance from the borough building official, get them into FEMA and the state, try to get the money obligated. And as long as they say yes, we can move forward with the program. I know we talked tonight earlier about doing another robocall, another announcement to extend the program out to the middle of October. So again, if anybody's got any interest in having a house demolished inside this program that FEMA comes in and does, please come see me. Come see me down in office hours down at 19 Bay Street on Tuesdays and Thursdays. You can certainly go down to or see Mr. Hill, go down to the trailer, see Carolyn. They should be able to get you in touch with me. But it's a good program. If we get some houses into it and get the money obligated, I think it'd be something to be beneficial for the
I
town.
think we're gonna put it in the Asbury Park Press too,
Yes.
to kind of reach more people, as far as we can.
And that's pretty much my report for tonight.
Okay, thank you. Anybody have any questions for Dale? Lori, you'll have to wait till the public, okay?
Oh, I'm
It's
sorry.
okay, no worries. No
We're
worries.
included in anyway.
No, it's okay.
I have no questions, but I'm really pleased with this report. Thank you very much. It's a lot of work is happening and coming to fruition now that I know that we've all been working hard for quite a while. So it's great that we're going to see it now.
Okay, under Veterans Park update, I believe that was Mr. Card's issue, I don't know. Do we have anything to update or just
We'll just carry the next year.
carry it to the next meeting? Okay. Fire Department Chief Wells. Doesn't matter.
Good evening, everybody. I'm here because of the last council meeting. Councilman Card had questioned the purchase order that we had put in for the fire convention that starts tomorrow. I'm here to answer any questions that the council might have and to express some concerns I have with Councilman Card. Councilman Card has not reached out to the fire department at all, ever. I can't say ever. He reached out last year, spoke with ex-Chief Chiazza and Dave Parker for 7 minutes at a tour at the firehouse, and that's it. Councilman Card went to 3 other towns, Middletown, Atlantic Highlands, and Seabright. And the information that he got from all 3 of those towns about what they do was wrong. I have Atlantic Highlands here. Seabright was coming. Walter just texted me, said he's running a little bit late. And I talked to the Middletown fire chiefs last night. So that looks very bad on my department, period. That a council member can't even come and talk to me, or any member of my officers who are always around the firehouse. Our convention is similar to the League of Municipalities. We have requirements. We have state delegates, we have life members. Our life members and state delegates are required to sign in on meetings on Fridays and Saturdays. We're required to do that. Councilman Card also said there's no classes, and he doesn't consider vendors like a convention type of thing. Still, bad information. There's actually a class tomorrow night, and there's actually a class tonight. Whereas a firefighter, you might not need a CEU for continuing education credits, but that does come out for fire inspectors, construction officials, and fire officials. So there is stuff for our members to do when they go down. As for the vendors, the only example I can think of is the ladder truck we got sitting in the firehouse right now that we got on a grant back in 2013. For years, and I'm talking years, 9 to 10 years, we were applying for that grant. And every year we went down to Wildwood, we looked at all the other trucks that were down there. Oh, look, that's nice. Oh, look, that would look great in our town. That would work great. Cramp angles, this. Everything changes every year, from the size of a truck to what happens. And then out of nowhere, we get a call from FEMA saying, you guys got this grant. But because we go down to Wildwood and we talk with other fire departments and we see what other departments are building for towns like us and our size, similar to Union Beach, Seabright, stuff like that, we were able to put a truck together very quickly. That is great for our town. And if you don't know, it's used much more out of our town. We've gone to Middlesex County twice because they needed a small ladder with a high capacity work. Coming back to reaching out of town. 21 years in the military, we've never gone, if you go outside the chain of command, you have to have a very good reason for it. I know Councilman Card has an issue with a couple of members on the fire department that's in litigation right now, but there's other ways that he could have gotten in touch with the fire department. He could have went through the borough administrator, he could have went through Councilman Redmond, who's the emergency services coordinator, and it's really disheartening that I get phone calls at 12:30 at night or 7:30 in the morning after a meeting asking, you know, what the hell's going on. So, our budget also, don't quote me on this, but in the past, I think it's 4 or 5 years, has been cut by $10,000. I believe our budget was at $78,000 and now we're down to $67,000. We do not waste a penny of that budget. A penny. I would say 70% of that budget goes to NFP requirement testing on all our trucks and equipment. So that leaves us with very little money to start spending on equipment that we need to replace. But that's where we do our walk-around donation, our fire letter goes out, stuff like that for the donations. Like this year, we replaced hose on the fire attack hose. If everybody doesn't know what it is, I can explain it to you later. I don't want to take time up with it. But we replaced all that between fire donation money and some money off the borough budget. It's very concerning because in a time of emergency, I don't know what he's going to do. I can't have a councilman going outside of town, seeing what other fire departments are doing in an emergency situation. He should be front and center and asking us what we're doing. That's why I'm here.
I apologize that Mr. Clark's not here tonight. He did not make any notice that he would not be here. He didn't contact the clerk or any other council member that I'm aware of. So I do apologize that he cannot respond to you.
Which is fine. He knows how to get a hold of me.
But, you know, and clearly for the record, there is no conflict. with
There is no
yourself.
conflict with the fire department or myself.
Right,
or
so
any of the
there really is
officers
no
on the
reason
fire.
to not conclude having communication and discussion between the two entities.
I spoke with all, like I said, I spoke with all 3 departments. Middletown considers it hearsay because we don't know who said it. Atlantic Highlands, I spoke with the member. I know the member he spoke with in Atlantic Highlands, and I've talked to that member. The information that he said at the meeting was not true. And Seabright, well, we're still not here, but spoke with Seabright and the chiefs and the officers at Vex, every member. And I get it, they're probably not going to say who spoke to him or not, but once again, they know, nobody knows. And he said Seabright takes a truck down every year. Seabright hasn't taken a truck down in 10 years. Last time a truck went down with Seabright was when their K&E engine went down for a ship piece. So, you guys have any questions for me concerning the budget, our fire convention? Anybody?
I have none. I'm fine.
That's good.
Thank you.
On a side note, I just want to talk about our fire police because, and I'll even admit that I always forget about them. But you guys don't know what the fire police do. They come out, they assist the traffic, local police departments, all the time. So far this year, there's been 15 events that took place in Monmouth County. Station 17-1, Highlands Fire Department, Station 17-1. Part of the Mid-Monmouth Fire Police. Some of these events that they go to range from the Rumson St. Patrick's Day, any event that we have in our town, they participate in. Seabright Fair, Atlantic Highlands Fair, the New Jersey Marathon, Fireman's Fair for Fairhaven, Eatontown 5K. I have a list if anybody is really wants to know exactly what events they're at. So for these events, the Highlands Fire Police, 43 fire police had over 4 hours of shifts for 172 hours. So whether they're here operating in Highlands or they're operating in another town, that's saving that police department from having to pay overtime or calling another department to put a member out there for time and a half day. So one of the things I did want to do is make sure the fire police to get some recognition, and the council knows that they don't just operate with inside our borough, that they are well employed, and they do it for free. Maybe a hot dog or a soda.
They're actually a huge cost savings to most municipalities, and it, just to point out, actually, the chief of the fire police is Ed Zukowski. He's in the back there.
If I could add, we're also, we got together, we have now in the county, a fire police task force. 18 towns, we are on call 24/7 to respond to any town, in the county or without.
Chief Olenhouse is from Seabright. He just walked in, like I said, I apologize, he told me he's going to be a little bit late. And we have Captain Sheen from Atlantic Highlands here also. Middletown had some prior engagements with their chiefs tonight. So if the table has any questions for Atlantic Highlands or Seabright, they're here to.
I don't have any questions about this at all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
Yeah, I want to thank you.
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you all for coming.
Chris?
There is one question, at this point, I kind of thought that was going.
Oh, yeah, you know what, we'll do it in public because I didn't let Lori speak, but the officers are staying around. Okay? Okay, Kim Skorka.
Please start at 315 Ashford Drive. I asked 2 weeks ago and I'll ask again since we're extending PPDR. Can it please be put on the website? I noticed somebody shared every announcement on the Highlands website on the Positively Highlands Facebook page, and then it was shared on the Highlands page. It would be great if the PPDR program was also announced. That one was lacking. I think it's very important that everybody knows that everybody might not have the right phone number, you might not have the right address. If their friends see it, their neighbors see it, on Facebook or on the website, they can help push it. You know, the lack of communication on this one, I'm not surprised you only have 5 people in the system right now. I thank Mr. Wells for his explanation of what the convention is all about. I just wish that had happened at the last meeting. Ms. Kane, I know you're a member of the fire department, former chief. None of this about having to sign in to meetings or anything like that was discussed. And I think maybe a little more information instead of battling Mr. Carr would have been.
Well, for the record, I wasn't battling Mr. Card. I'm here to run a meeting. I'm here to run it orderly and professionally. So I'm here right now running the meeting. As Mr. Card's told me, I'm not a member really of the fire department at this time. I'm here to run a meeting. So I just let it run its course, as he could have reached out prior to and received the answers and came and said, hey, I looked at this expenditure, which is more than fine. That's our job. We're here to challenge expenditures, right? And said, I have an issue with it. Could have been remediated in
Now,
30 minutes.
before my 3 minutes are up, it was also posted on Facebook that the fire department does get reimbursed for the expenses. Is that true? I'm just trying to confirm what I heard on Facebook.
I don't understand where you heard it on Facebook, like in what context? Like, we do receive money towards our hotels and expenditures.
That's the question. My understanding from the Facebook post is that the organization that runs the convention reimburses the fire department for the expenses.
That you have to ask Chief Wells and Kevin O'Donnell. He's the head of our relief association.
I do
I
know.
don't know it all.
I really can't give you an exact answer on that. Kevin O'Donnell is the secretary for the department. Some people do get money from the state, not everybody. So I don't exactly know who gets what.
But if you have a question, just.
If you need an answer, I tell you this, I don't answer Facebook. I don't. My card's in the Borough Hall, someone can get a hold of me. You can reach out through Becky to get a hold of me, and I will get you an answer. I've had numerous people reach out to me via email, and I've gotten back. I will get back to you.
Okay.
It might take a little bit. Like I said, Kevin O'Donnell is the secretary. He is the man that we ask any of those questions. Okay?
And just one more question. What year did the frozen pipe burst in the fire department building? Was that
We
20?
defer to Michael, he's the pipe man.
Yeah, it was beginning of last year.
Beginning of 2014?
That's right.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, Lori Dibble?
Well, I just wanted to ask, when you send when we're sending notes out to people about this program, what address are you sending it to? Are you sending it to the tax address?
Well, I identified 37 properties in town that I shared with the state, right? So those addresses that I get from the tax office is where these letters get addressed to. All right, additional letters to those same 37 are going out again. All right, and then also there's going to be I guess a town-wide notification, if you will, of a robocall. Website is definitely a plus. Asbury Park Press, it's going to be posted at Borough Hall, it's going to be posted down at my office down in 19 Bay. So yeah, we definitely want to get the message out there. I think it's a good program.
So the reason I'm asking is that of those 37 properties, how many of them are bank owned or?
I'd have to go back and look, where I don't know offhand.
Because it might, it's the kind of thing that they probably,
The banks,
finding the person there.
yeah, I mean, and if they're bank owned, it's up to the banks to, the idea, the caveat with this program is that the property owner, whoever it may be, has to be willing to jump into this program. I just can't go and say, okay, listen, your house is, it's horrible, we're gonna take it down now. I can't, they need to be willing participants.
Right.
So those, I don't know, I can't tell you who owns what right now, but there's another 7 letters going out, and then additional information for the whole borough is going back out too.
And it's gonna be in the press also.
Yes.
Yeah, Asbury Park Press.
Okay. Carolyn Bouillon, are you good?
Yeah.
Okay, Carolyn Bouillon, 12 Middle Street?
Right. Questions for Dale about the North Street pump.
Yes.
I was over there with Johnny the other day, and he was showing me how it worked. And he was saying, you were just saying that you're going to do a pipe to the pump.
No, all
Are
the
you going
pump.
to be doing also the gate and the structure surrounding the pump that's pretty much caving in right now?
2 separate projects.
Okay.
All right, so let me start with the pipe to the pump, all right? So back in, I want to say 07, I think it was, we had to replace, there was a portion of that pipe that collapsed from the pump station back to St. Johnny's driveway. I know because I fell in the hole. That was the problem. The second part, so where we stopped at a chamber there, we're replacing the pipe, say from there, back up to Bay Avenue. And then all North Street gets replaced with it, because that pipe is a large pipe, North Street's very narrow. So, instead of saving about this much road, you're going to take the whole road and redo it. The pump station itself, the station that's there is coming out. It's a wooden wet well. I don't think I've ever seen a wooden wet well before. Washington might have put that in, who knows? But it's going to be a concrete structure, concrete and steel, elevated with a generator to run during emergency time, so if the power goes out. It'll have 2 pumps that'll run, one will run and the second one will kick in as needed. But it's going to be a much larger structure than there. It's going to be much more weather resilient. It's not going to be the wooden doghouse you see there anymore. And John's not going to start by hand. It'll be all self-sustaining.
Right.
Yeah.
So what is the timing on the North Street pump? You say is soon.
I'm anticipating construction,
This year.
well, construction, because permits are going to take about 6 months with the core and everything again. So you figure about time to get permits and get them to construction, you're probably looking late winter, early spring to actual physical construction.
And that's just for the pipe.
That's for the pump. The pipe, let's go back to the pipe.
Go ahead.
The pipe this year.
Good.
The pipe is this year. The pump is next
Pipe is
year.
this year, pump is next year.
Right, pump next year, pipe this year.
Okay. I appreciate it, thank you.
Not a problem.
Chris Francie, 36 Fifth Street.
I have 2 quick questions. The the streetscape. I was under the impression that it was going to repair all of the sidewalk problems from Mars to Waterwich. It's problematic if we're not taking care of all of the sidewalk problems. And at this point, there are trip hazards of a significant nature that the town / Monmouth County created by taking out the trees, all right, that we haven't. It's not an accident waiting to happen. There have been accidents. We have been sued. I don't know what the status is on some of that is, but we should take advantage of this.
And I believe we're getting quotes on filling the gaps.
Yes, I actually have costs for that.
I'm sorry?
I actually have costs. The grant the streetscape grant
No,
that.
I understand.
Right,
I
so
understand.
I do have a cost for
But
the centerpiece.
we need to
That's what that is.
we need to do the whole thing and get committed to it. And at this point, if you have a quote, do we have a number?
I have a number, I apologize, I had it in my hand, I didn't bring it out of the office, I do have that number. It's in the realm of the gaps, it's in around about 400,000, I believe. For both sides of the road, I mean, to do the same implements, to implement the same things with the light post,
It's $1.5 million for the whole project, and I can't believe just sidewalks is $400,000.
well, it's more than just that, Chris. It's more than just that. So I will supply, I apologize to council, like I said, I do have those numbers, I failed to bring them tonight.
Well, we should put that on the next agenda.
And I can supply it to the governing body tomorrow.
But can we reduce the scope to just deal with the sidewalks? That's all we,
That's up to,
just for that, I guess, valley to Chilangos? I don't know what you go up, I don't know what you're covering completely.
Right, so you're
Chris,
saying like.
the grant was specifically earmarked for those zones that were in the project area. The TAP grant that we applied for, and I think it was closer to 600,000, would have done the area in between those two zones. So I understand what you're saying, but to say that we could take the EDA grant and shift it to a zone.
No,
that's
Tim, that's not what I'm saying.
He's saying
You can't do that.
if-
I'm just saying we have to fix the sidewalks. The sidewalks have been broken and a trip hazard for 5 years, ever since Monmouth County took the trees out. And technically, they were gonna come back, and it's just not happening. At this point, do the sidewalks. That is not, I mean, even just repair, grind the raised section, because there's no tree underneath that's pushing it up. I mean, at this point, there are things you can do.
You understand?
Okay,
There are things that we can do, and at this point, yeah, we don't need a completely, a complete project.
okay, well, we'll discuss different, if you can give us different scenarios that could be done with different price ranges. for the next meeting. We can look into it. Okay?
And my second question is just following up with what Mr. Wells was talking about. I understand from the last meeting that there was going to be a report about the $6,700. And at this point, from my point of view, I don't think we should be micromanaging that stuff personally, But as long as Mr. de Blasio, the information that allows him to pay that bill meets the standards for paying, public money out, which is receipts and names and address, names on the receipts for meals, and there's a whole list of things. As long as Pat can sign off on the $6,700, I think I'm good with it. I mean, at this point.
I mean, I will tell you that a receipt for almost $8,700 for the hotel was submitted, which is about $1,800 more than the reimbursement that was made to the fire department. For the hotel of Baltimore.
Like I said, I don't want to micromanage it. As long as Pat can sign the bill, and he has standards that are absolutely independent of the council approval. And if you can approve it, then.
Right, okay. Thank you, Chris. Barbara Iannucci, 28 Shrewsbury.
Yes, I have a question for Dale. Being the floodplain manager, have you gotten any communication for the formalized adoption or the formal adoption of these maps?
You know, Barbara, I'm glad you asked, first of all. I haven't got anything formal, and they've gone silent on me. You know, I keep asking, there's really nothing that they're sharing at this point. My contact, I think I might have, reported this at a prior meeting, has been transferred to Virginia, so now I'm breaking in with somebody new again. I am hearing people coming into my office during office hours and saying that the insurance companies are starting to hear that maybe by the end of the year. Now, again, I can't say yes or no to that. I haven't heard anything formal on that. It could just be chatter that just, you know, on the rumor mill out on the street, I don't know. But the best I can tell from what I do know from FEMA is spring of 16.
You know, I know our town is not appealing any part of the maps, are we?
No, not at all.
So have we submitted our approval and urgency to have these be adopted for?
I have to FEMA, and the way I couched this with FEMA was I tried to play with their own game. And they have a thing called a letter of map revision. And basically, if you have a property that's been elevated, say, you can do a letter of map revision, which maps you out of that floodplain, or at least in a different point of view. So I said to FEMA, I said, FEMA, listen, I said, you know, you require a study, which you already have, FEMA, you approved it. When you did the 14 maps, you require mapping, which FEMA, you approved that when you submitted these maps. So here's the deal. Let me get Highlands into this and give us a letter of map revision based on the new maps. We're happy with we're okay with the new maps. And then when the new maps get adopted, then that information just rolls in, it stays consistent, but it rolls into what the new maps are anyway. But we're just getting to the maps sooner. And I've tried with no less than 6 different people, and they don't know what to do. They've never had a request like this before. But at this point, I want to try whatever I can to try to get these maps in, because as I said prior, I don't think it's fair for our town that's ready to adopt the maps to have to wait 6 months for another town that may have issues.
Yeah.
And that's where I am right now.
Because it is a financial burden for many.
There's no doubt. There's no doubt. It's horrible that it's taking this long.
Would any movement with the governor's office help this cause, or does it not matter yet?
You know, it's tough to say. I mean, I don't know at this point if it would. I guess anything's possible, but at this point, this point going down the road with them, it doesn't seem like they're interested in talking right now.
Okay.
Okay, and wrap it up here, the last speaker is Carlos Zapala.
I have a question for Dale. Sorry.
Yeah, how about that?
So, are you gonna be able to email me, I've been patiently waiting, the proposals from the contractor for the difference, not some number that we have?
It's not a contractor. I didn't solicit a contractor. It's an estimate that we put together for a grant.
Another grant.
For the other grant. It's not an estimate from a contractor.
Okay, but that's what I would like, to get the actual cost for the sidewalks to go from Washington to at least Atlanta.
Right, which I have.
They're severely damaged.
No, I understood.
Well, when?
Can you get a contractor to do it?
Find
Will contractor come in,
potential
take a look at the
funding.
street and give you what the cost would be without?
To replace,
Yes.
to just do the concrete sidewalk, just replace the sidewalk areas that are there.
Yes,
Absolutely.
well, we get it done.
I can do that. I will talk to the guy that's coming in to do Shore Drive. I'll have him give me a call on that
I'll
too.
get him to do it.
All right?
Yes, yeah,
Absolutely.
okay.
No, but for the streetscape, what I would like is
No, they're
a
on
quote
2 pages.
from what we discussed at the stakeholders meeting, from Washington to Atlantic Street.
I understand that. I can't get you quotes because I can't put it out to bid. No contractor's going to give me a cost, Carla. I can do a cost estimate like we do with everything.
The person that's doing the project, he can't say it's gonna cost this much additional to go.
He's under contract with the borough at unit prices. I can plug his numbers into that.
Right,
I can certainly do that,
yeah,
which I have no issue doing, but it's just an estimate at that point.
okay, so when?
We'll get Dale to work on it this week.
Yeah.
Well, next week probably, at this point. Okay? Okay. All right, thank you all for coming out. Have a good night. Adjourned? Yes. Thank you.